it's a game of peekaboo. You go there and they'll be like, oh, your papers are ready, but you need a signature from this manager or this person. And you go there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, morning, afternoon, morning,
just
afternoon.
Time.
He's in a meeting in another place. He hasn't come in today. He hasn't. What's the point of your job if you don't show up?
Yeah. Why like that, Water Jim? Welcome back to my channel. Very soon I'll be interviewing my guest. If it's something you like to watch, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hi.
Subscribe.
Yes, subscribe. Very necessary. Yes, guys, we'll be vibing a lot because, well, you know it very soon. Anyway, welcome to my channel.
Thank you for having me.
I'm very grateful. Do you mind introducing yourself to us?
Hey. Okay, so hi everyone. So my name is Natasha and I'm from Zambia. And I'm a friend of Masi's. So we met at school at Nandi Medical University. We took some of the same classes, so that's how we know each other. There's not much to say about me, so I'll just introduce how we met.
Anyway, guys, she's a fresh graduate. Yeah. In the comments, please congratulate her. Yeah, master's student. Yes. It hasn't been easy.
No.
Anyway, she'll be sharing her journey with us soon. Okay. Natasha, why China?
Why China? Honestly, when I first came to China for my undergraduate, it was just the cheapest option.
Okay.
Yeah, like for medical majors, a lot of countries are very expensive, including my own, and China was just the affordable option. And also I had brothers who were here, so I was the third of my parents' children to come here, so it was just, I was already sort of familiar with it and it was within budget.
Yeah. Okay. So was coming to China the first time you ever left Zambia?
Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you already had an experience traveling to another country.
Yeah.
Okay. Before coming to China, what were some of your expectations?
I didn't have a lot of expectations coming to China. I was prepped, so to say, that nothing is like I would expect, so I should keep my expectations low so I'm not disappointed. So I just came with open eyes, ready for whatever hit me. Yeah, but at the back of my head I still had that expectation, like, hey, I'll make money because I'm going to China. Yeah, I thought money just grows on trees here.
And you arrived, did you see any money growing on trees?
None at all. None at all. I said, let me give it time. I gave it time because I came in 2018. So I gave it time. And time went away, COVID came, and then I was like, there's no money on trees. It's not happening.
Okay, yeah. So, COVID came, right? You just mentioned. How was it like to be here during COVID?
You know, my experience is completely different from most people. Because a lot of people said they had a tough time.
Yeah.
COVID time was the best time for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the best time. So that's a period when I actually got to know myself and got really comfortable with myself, because I lived in a student dormitory.
Okay.
And my whole floor was Indian. And they were evacuated, like their country. Yeah. And I was left alone. My whole floor and my room, I was by myself. So I started just to do things with myself. You know, I started to read. I used to write in high school, so I started to write a little bit more. I really enjoyed the time. It was a time when I don't have to worry about going to class, doing this. The only responsibility was wake up and I'm in my room. You know, for us, we were in Hubei province. So we're very close to Wuhan, about an hour and a half, 2 hours. So we had very strict restrictions. So the first couple of weeks, we couldn't even walk out of our room, even open the door. Yeah, so I just had to get comfortable with myself, and I really enjoyed it. Everything was, we were very lucky. So because we were in Hubei, my country sent us some money. They sent masks, some food and stuff to help us, and our school also helped us a lot. So for me, I had a lot of help. All I had to do was sit in my room and find something to do. Yeah. So yeah, I heard those people couldn't get into their communities.
Yeah.
There were people who couldn't find food. Stores were
People
closed.
were very depressed.
Yeah.
I tell you.
Yeah, I gained a lot of weight during COVID. I gained a lot of weight.
Well, I think you guys should watch out. I'll soon be sharing my own experiences.
For some reason, the way you are built, I don't know. Your experiences are always. Let she'll tell you guys. Let her tell you guys, and you understand.
You understand? But I believe she will tell you some in the video. I don't know. Anyways, so you said you were in Hubei.
Yes.
Okay, guys, we are currently in Nanjing. Okay, so Hubei was her first city where she came.
My first city was in Yichang in Hubei province.
Yeah, okay.
Then I came to Nanjing here.
Okay. Yeah. So which school were you in Hubei?
I was at China Three Gorges University.
China Three Gorges
University. Yeah, Sanxia Dashi.
First time hearing that.
Very small school. It was actually the city where I was from, where I first went to in China, is a very tiny city. Like you can get on a bus and within 2 hours you've circled the city. So our school was the only place with international students. So every time we went out, if you see a whiteboard and you know that one is from my school.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can imagine the shock when I came to Nanjing and it's just full of people. Full of people, and you know there it's like people come and go constantly.
Yeah.
Here you meet people, and this is my 21st year in China. I'm like, how long have you been here? We have a pastor at church who would tell you how everything was built. He came here in the 80s. I was like, yeah. This is like an old.
Is it Pastor Kabula?
Yeah. Yeah.
He came here when they were still taking black and white pictures.
Yeah. I said, this is a very old city.
Yes.
People have been here for a long time.
Yes. You know, I have this friend who is always saying, you've been here for like 50 years. And I ask him, how old am I to be here for 50 years? I know he'll watch this video and be laughing.
Yeah. You know, when I was coming here, I was talking to your husband and I said, the way the baby has grown is how we can see we've been here for really long. Because to us, it doesn't feel like long.
Yes.
And then when we see how fast the kids grow, it's like, you were born when I was here and you're 8. How? You know, I saw you the day you were born.
Yes.
How are you in 4th grade? You know,
true.
It's like, yeah, time really goes by in China.
Yeah.
You don't see it.
You don't see it. Yeah, it's true. So which course did you do in the first university?
I did pharmacy.
Pharmacy. Oh, just like me.
Really?
Yeah.
Clinical pharmacy?
No, pharmacy. BSc
Yeah, I
pharmacy.
did pharmaceutical sciences.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I went to CTU.
Ah, I don't like that school.
Why?
It's a nice school, but I don't like it. They rejected me. Well, they didn't reject me, but when you go on the website and you're looking for supervisors, not even one responded. Emails, no response. Phone calls, the phones would just ring. So I contacted admissions directly and I asked, and then they said, oh no, we want a GPA of 4. 4 out of what? 4 out of 4. I said,
really?
Yeah, because I
didn't know that.
3.7, and they said no.
I didn't know that. But I think it's something with supervisors in China because I don't know if it's about those of us who live here in China, but when you're applying to a school, there's that, slots for supervisor, and then you email them, you send them messages, and no one responds. I don't know why that is so, but
I've come to learn that most professors in China have 2 phones. So they have a work phone and a personal phone. So the work phone, they only answer when they know what's going on. They'll look at the email and ignore it. So it's about sort of guanxi. If you know someone who knows a supervisor, it's easier to get in than you just going.
Yeah.
But if you do get a supervisor, it's pure luck.
Anyway, but if you had gone to CPU, I wouldn't have met you.
I think you would have.
Really?
It's really close. I feel like somehow we would have met.
Anyway.
Somehow.
Okay, So, considering the fact that you're coming from an English-speaking country, and then you come to China, where the medium of communication is mainly Chinese, how did you feel?
In the beginning, it was a little bit tough, but I kind of had it easy because when I arrived, I found my fellow countrymen who had been in my city for like 4 years, so they were fluent in Chinese. So every time I would need to go somewhere, I would just call someone and ask, "Are you free? Can you go with me here?" Yeah, but when I went out on my own, it was tough. It was tough. You know, when I came, I didn't even know the jigga. The all they told me is if people talk to me, just say Timbudong. So I just knew Timbudong. You know, so I was kind of forced to learn the basics so I could get by. It was hard in the beginning. And also you notice that there's kind of a different experience when you learn Chinese and when you don't know.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you approach Chinese people on the street in a store and they just seem like they don't even want to help you. But as soon as you speak their language, their whole attitude changes and they're very friendly, very helpful. Yeah, so I was motivated to learn. I still can't speak fluently. But I can get by.
Yeah. So guys, you heard her saying Jigga. Okay, so Jigga means this. And then Timbudong means I don't understand. So you find a lot of foreigners in China always say Timbudong. No, sometimes it's not because you don't understand, but the person is just disturbing you. Sorry. So you just want the person to leave you. Okay, so you just say Timbudong, so the person will just leave you. Anyway.
You know, after a few months, I realized this Timbudong is a problem. Because when they speak to you and you say Timbudong, you're saying it in Chinese, so they're like, you understand, you can speak. So now, when I don't want to talk to people and they keep talking to me, I just say, I don't understand English, and they'll leave you alone.
Yes, very
If you say Timbudong, they'll be like, you are speaking Chinese, but you're saying Timbudong.
Okay. I know you didn't do any tertiary back in your country, but then, would you say the educational system here in China is good?
I think I don't know if I would say it's good or bad. Like in comparison to my country, I'll just say it's very different. So something that I noticed is in Zambia, usually the way they teach us is they'll teach a concept and test our understanding of the concept. So when you get examples in class or scenarios, that's not coming in the exam. The exam will ask how you would apply the scenarios or the examples that they gave you. But in China, if they give you an example in the exam, it's word for word. So China is more memorization. That was for my bachelor's. Then when I came to master's, it's kind of free balling because they assume you're a specialist. You know, you come first year and they're already like, you're a master's student, you're a specialist. So they just leave you to it and you kind of have to learn on your own. They do test you from time to time, but it's up to you how you learn or whatever. So that's very different from the way things are in my country. I don't think after learning in China that I can go to school in my country.
Okay, so you mentioned you had your brothers here, right? How was it like to have family here in China?
I didn't, so the first brother of mine who came to China came in 2008. So I was in like 4th grade. I was still in primary school. And by the time he graduated, that's when I was graduating high school. So I didn't find him here. And then the second one came in 2012. So 2012 was when I was starting junior high. But I did find him here when I graduated, but I lived very far from him. So he lived in Hangzhou, which is near to Nanjing, but I lived in Lichang, which was very far, so I didn't get the time to meet him. I would have, but then, so I came in 2018 October, and then the summer I was exploring, the summer of 2019, and then the winter of 2019, I went to visit my brother in Wuhan because he was like an hour away, very close. And during my visit, guys, So I went there around December, Christmas period, exam period in China. Yeah, I went there around that time, and right after I left, so I left on the 27th of December. Right after I left, they had shut down one. The coronavirus started. So I didn't get much time to meet with them or see them much, yeah.
Yeah.
But I did have people that I could just randomly call and be like, this happened, what am I supposed to do? You know? So it's kind of different from the experience that most people have. We weren't together physically, but they were just a phone call away.
Yeah.
There was no network issues, no time difference issues. Yeah.
I also had my brother here. He was in Shenyang and I was in Nanjing. And sometimes people ask me, do you see your brother? Guys, China is very big.
Yeah. It's very big.
It will take me 2.5 hours by air to travel to Shenyang. Okay, so you can imagine. Okay, so China is a very big country. It's likely you may never even meet. I saw my brother like just, was it twice when I was here? Yes.
And how long was he here when you were here?
Well, I think he was here for like
Twice in 2 years, so once a year.
So the first time was when he picked me up from the airport.
That doesn't count. It doesn't count.
And the second one was when I decided to visit him. Yeah. So, but like I'm saying, China is very big. It's so likely that you have family here and you may never meet. Yeah.
And not only the size, also time.
Time, yeah.
The way things are set up in China, it's time demanding. You can't, back home you go like, over the weekend, over this holiday, I'll go and visit who. Here the holidays are covered. If you have a holiday, they will take your weekends away.
Yes.
So it's kind of hard to find time to go and see them. And then when they actually have holidays, most people prefer not to travel because everything is booked, it's packed, there's people everywhere. So it's a bit hard to meet people here.
Yeah, very true. Yeah. Anyways, so you come to China and then you meet people from other countries. How are you relating with these people?
So for me, I grew up in a multi-ethnic family, so it wasn't odd for me to meet certain types of people. I was already familiar with people from different places, but I'd say I was familiar with Southern African countries, people around my country, East African.
Yeah.
I was fine with them. It was like I've met people like this. I'm used to some Asian countries. The Westerners, you guys took some time to get used to. My first experience with Westerners was Liberians. So I had a Liberian roommate in my former school, and she was like calm, fine. She's originally from Guinea, but she moved to Liberia. So when I finally met her countrymates, I was there like, you see how I am? I'm kind of timid. I don't talk much if I don't know people. So I was just sitting and I couldn't believe what was going on. I thought they're arguing. First of all, I don't understand what they say. I got in the room, they're, you alright? I said, what did they say? What she said, are you alright? Oh yeah, I'm fine, how are you? And then they start to talk. They talk really loud, volume, and also fast. And it sounds like they're arguing, but they're just having a conversation. And it took a lot of time to get used to that. But other than that, I feel like a lot of us are very similar, and I had luckily a lot of exposure to different people growing up, so there wasn't much cultural shock.
Okay.
Oh, and the food. You guys put fish in everything for some reason.
Really?
Lots of fish. Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like we say you guys, a lot of West African countries kind of cook like Congolese. So for us, if you cook vegetables, it's vegetable. If you cook meat, it's meat.
Oh,
we don't usually mix stuff. Yeah. So that was also like, because the people who I met in my country or elsewhere, kind of, it's restaurants or it's my country, so we eat my country food. So the food part was also like a shocker.
Oh, okay. You know, when you mentioned food, I thought you were going to say foods from West Africa are usually spicy.
No, I feel like okay, depends on who I've eaten who I've eaten from. So, you know, Zainal, he was at our school. He graduated, I think, last year or the year before. So he loved to cook. He's from Ghana,
Okay.
and his food was fine.
Okay.
I could eat it.
You could eat it.
Yeah, but then I also had some countrymates in other universities, and they had Nigerian friends. So when their friends would cook, it's, you know, we have a spicy, kind of like Indian spicy. I'm used to it.
Okay.
So it's like a flavorful spicy. I felt like a lot of the Nigerian food I tried was hot spicy, where now I can't taste the food. My mouth is just burning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also Liberian, I found even in like a cabbage salad, they would put pepper.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, guys, this is too much. So yeah, it's normal in our countries. Even like from young, we start to give kids chili. I said, ew.
Yeah. But well, I can't give my kids chili because they will reject the food.
Which means there's one toilet in the house.
It's alright. Anyways. So you mentioned you're able to speak a little bit of Chinese.
A little
How little?
Very little. It comes out in high stress situations. In normal situations, 不会说. But in high stress situations,
我会说一点点, sorry.
Yeah, in the low stress situations, 会说一点点. In high stress situations, it's broken, but the words will come out and you'll understand.
Yeah, it's interesting when you are, like you said, in high stress situations. You find yourself saying things, you know, you thought,
shock yourself.
Yeah. anyways, what's your favorite Chinese food?
My favorite Chinese food? Actually, don't have a favorite. I don't have a favorite anything food. I just like food.
You just like food?
Yeah, I just like food.
You're not a picky eater?
I sort of am, but I can eat anything.
Okay.
Yeah. If it's on its own.
Okay.
Yeah, so I feel like since I came to Nanjing, the food in this area of the country is fine. And most of the food, I like it. The city where I came from, they cook completely different. Most of their stuff was steamed. Their hot pots were really good, but the rest of their food, I didn't like it. Most of it was steamed, and I don't know how they cooked it, but you know, you can kind of taste the difference when food is cooked on a stove or firewood. Their food tasted like it was cooked on the earth. You can taste the earth, and I didn't like that. That's a type from time to time, not an everyday. Yeah.
Okay. So after your first degree, your bachelor's, you decided to, come to NMU, our school, Nigerian Medical University. NMU chose you, okay. Yeah. So you decided, or NMU chose you to come and do masters.
That's a long story how NMU chose me. My first option was CPU.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I knew what I wanted to study, and then I just went on the CSC website and I put in the major I'm looking for in English, and it gave me schools. So I started researching the schools. So my first top option was CPU because it's top rated, and it's IE 211 university. So it's one of the top universities in China. And then also Dongnan University, Southeast. That was the second option because it's rated higher than China Pharmaceutical University. But when I checked their medical programs, it's not that high rated, so I put it on second. And I had applied to all these schools, sent supervisors emails. And I remember I wanted to cry, but God is good.
Yes, God is good.
Yeah, so I sent supervisors emails, I sent the admissions office emails. Everybody was just ignoring me, but NMU chose me. So I actually, Professor Xiang, so he's the president at NMU.
Yeah.
I had actually emailed him And luckily, he said no, but he was like, I'll CC this to a bunch of people.
Oh, okay.
So he CC'd it to a lot of different supervisors, and my supervisor responded, and she was like, yeah, come. And I'm like, yay. So NMU chose me.
You know, I have a history with your supervisor.
Really?
We'll talk about that.
You know, the funny thing is, I only have good stories about her, but when I hear from other people, they're like, she's tough. She can be tough. And I said, really?
She asked me to suspend because I was pregnant.
Oh. Yeah.
But eventually she got me a supervisor, so in a way it was okay.
Yeah. She's a very helpful lady.
Yes. Well, I think maybe she thought with my pregnancy I wouldn't be able to, do the masters. Guys, when I talk of pregnancy, I'm married. Okay.
Just so you know.
Yes.
Side note also for the men watching.
I'm married, so I'm allowed to be pregnant. That was just my doing.
Okay.
Anyway, so what course did you do in NMU?
I did toxicology.
Toxicology.
Yes.
Yeah. So guys, we did some of our courses together. So we're meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was it like doing your masters compared to when you were doing your bachelor's?
I'd say,
even though you mentioned earlier that during the masters it's like you were kind of left to do stuff on your own, but can you go into details a bit?
Okay, so during my masters, I'd say now looking at it in retrospect, it looks like it was easy. I did it because I've come out of it, but during the masters itself, it was challenging. Challenging because the first school that I went to in China, they kind of have everything set up for us. So it's like, this is your major, these are the courses you're supposed to take, this is when you'll take them, this is what is required of you. So it was a clear path to follow. All I had to do was go to class, take the exams, that's about it. When I came to NMU, they give you an idea, this is what you're supposed to do by when, but when you actually get in it, so you're like, okay, you said this is what I'm supposed to do. To do this, I need to find this lounge or this teacher, this office, and they're saying, I don't know where that is. It's kind of like they have systems, but you still have to figure it out yourself. So it was a lot of, other than the school part, there was a lot of stress from just trying to figure things out. Even like after I finished my defense, so I don't know if you guys got that long sheet with 16 different things that you had to submit to apply for your degree.
I think
like you have to put a passport copy, publish papers, blah blah. So my supervisor is, God bless that woman. She stresses us a lot, but she kind of prepares us in advance. So before we did our defense, she had all of her students print all those things out and have them ready. So right after my defense, I was like, I want to be done with this, so let me submit it. In our lab group, we have a group mixed with Chinese, so they say you're supposed to go to this office, submit it to this person. I go to the person and the person says, we don't take files for international students. I don't know where you're supposed to go. And all my supervisors, other international students, are MPH. So I ask, where are you guys going? They say, oh, we're taking to Professor Liu. I go to her and she says, you're not MPH, I can't take your staff. So I'm like, who am I supposed to give it to now? I go to the graduate office and they say, international students, your major is under the School of Public Health. Give it to Professor Liu. So I waited, guys. I waited till 6 p.m. to make sure she was gone, and I put it on her desk, took a picture, and sent it to her to say I left it. Then my supervisor calls me the next day and said, you're not supposed to give that to her. I said, then who? So, I was so frustrated. All I was doing was like copy and forward, combine chat from the first guy I submitted to, from Professor Liu, from graduate school, and I sent them to her and she was like, okay, I'll find who I can give them, who you can give them to. And she found a man. He wasn't the one, but he said he would find out. So that's kind of how my entire master's thing was. It's like this person tells you go where, this person. It's not like you're unprepared. You're sort of prepared, but you still end up being late and look unprepared because you get like this much of information. So.
And there are times your scores are not even entered onto the
school that's system. Another story. The MPH courses that we took with you guys, all the other courses were entered automatically. The MPH courses, it was a struggle. It was a struggle. So they told us Professor Leo enters these courses, and she says, "I'm not." Excuse me. Sorry. And she says, "I can't enter them in the system. I'm not in charge of the system. You have to go to graduate school." I go to graduate school and they tell me, Professor Leo has to approve. I say, look at the WeChat, she told me to come here. So for 3 days we were going back and forth because it was evaluation time, so we needed our scores. Going back and forth until one day I went with Sally and we sat in the graduate school office and we told the lady, you guys are sending us back and forth. Call her on WeChat now. Here's our student numbers, our names. Call her and say there's these students. We went with our transcripts, like our scores from the different exams, and she said she can't confirm that they're real. So we said, now that we are showing you these scores, call her and say, this person, the student number showed me this score, is it correct? And she would confirm, yeah, it's correct, and they would enter it in the system. It was a lot. It was a lot.
Guys, it may look like we are chatting amongst ourselves, but this is the reality, okay? Like, there is always the behind the scenes of whatever you see. This is what we go through as students here in China. One, sometimes because of the language barrier, sometimes we are communicating in English, but it looks like we are not understanding ourselves. I don't know if you get what we are trying to say here. Yes, you think you are speaking the simplest of English, and to your teachers, they are also speaking English, but it looks like there is no understanding, kind of, So this is what we usually go through, okay? Yeah, but in my case, when I was supposed to submit that long list, I don't know what happened, but my supervisor just called me and she asked for my password and she did everything for me.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Like it was even late. She was like, my Chinese name is Cecia. Like, it's late. So I think she called. That was the first time she actually called me, and I think I was busy.
It was serious.
Yes. So she asked for my password. I think on that day my phone was with my husband. I don't remember. So he just said my password, and she did everything for me because it was kind of difficult. Like I would enter certain things. I don't know if it's because I had to write them in characters, but I would enter whatever they asked me to enter, and the system was rejecting.
Oh, and that system will give you a headache.
Yes.
Sometimes you type. When you press save, everything is gone.
Yes.
So sometimes you'd have to put it in a Word document and copy and paste it. Because if you take even 10 minutes on a page, when it refreshes, everything you wrote is gone.
Yeah. So she just did it for me, just like that. Yeah. And then we're talking about the difficult part. We forgot to mention that almost every class, we have to do a presentation.
I think I was lucky because I think I only had three classes with you guys, and I only did a presentation on my own in one.
Okay.
And then the other one, it was a group presentation. Yeah.
I remember one of the group, was it a group or the individual one? Someone decided to use me as a case study.
If you're watching, the guy was talking about exercise and he kept saying it's important even for pregnant women, and he was looking directly at her because she was pregnant at the time. He was like, you have to maintain a certain weight and keep exercising. We were like, this man.
That day, I wish, I would punch him. Anyways. Yeah. So you mentioned you were in the Hubei province and then Nangs. Yeah. So apart from these two places or these two provinces, have you traveled to any other parts of China?
My geography is very bad. I don't know if I've been to other provinces, but I've been to a lot of different cities in China. So, Yichang, Jingzhou, Jinmen, Wuhan, where else? Nanjing, Suzhou, Hangzhou, Tianjin. Where else have I been? Shanghai, Hefei. Where did I go just recently? It's hey,
You don't remember?
I don't remember. Because I've been in China a very long time, but unfortunately, I haven't had the time to travel for leisure. So usually, if I'm going somewhere, it's for something.
Yeah. Anyway, you mentioned you've been in China for long. How long?
This is my 7th year.
7th year.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know how long I have been in China?
If your daughter is 5, then we add the time your CPU is like 6 years. So it should be like 11.
Yeah, 11 years. Yeah, so I've been in China 11 years. But guys, there are people who have been here
longer. The way I said in the beginning, there's people that came in 1980.
So they've seen the growth of China.
Yeah.
But then you've also experienced or seen the growth of China within these 7 years. And what do you have to say about it?
Listen, this country, the way they do things is remarkable. It's wow. So I'll give an example of my brother. So he's in Wuhan. And when he was at Wuhan University, he went to school. No river in sight, no bridge in sight. So he goes for winter holiday. And winter holiday is short.
Yeah.
Summer holiday is long. Winter holiday is about a month, 5 weeks. He went for winter holiday. When he went back, there was a new river in school. They put a bridge. They do things like really quick. I don't know if you know how back home it's very easy to kind of know where things are based on. I know that tree. I know that shop. So when I reach that shop, I can turn left.
Yes.
You can't do that in China.
No.
There's something new changing every day. You just use your map on your phone. Yeah, they really do things really quickly, and there's some things that you would look at it and be like, okay, this is fine, or this is doesn't look like it has any issues, and they'll come and renovate, and you'll be like, wow, I didn't have a vision like this. Like, yeah, they really take care of their country and make sure like it's as the world progresses, technology progresses, architecture progresses, they also try to keep up. Because, like, I'll give an example of my country. Just the hospital where I was born looks exactly the way it looked when I was born.
Or even worse.
Maybe they just put a new coat of paint, but everything is exactly the same. Here, things, they change with changing times, which is like really, really good.
Yeah. Okay. And I think that's a good thing.
It is.
Yeah. For me, I came to Nanjing, like it's been 11 years. I came to Nanjing when there were only 2 metro lines.
Line 1.
Line 1, and I don't remember the other line.
I think it's 4. I think the oldest should be 1 and 4.
And I came from Beijing airport to Nanjing airport. Now there is a metro.
There was no S1.
No, there was nothing like that. So the taxi driver, took my money, a lot of money there. Yeah. So and now there are so many metro lines here. Like, it doesn't matter where you are. It's like you just know I have to be there in the next 2 hours.
Yeah.
And you will be there.
Oh, and guys, that's another thing about this city. It's very normal for you to take 2 hours to get somewhere.
Yeah.
Like I said, my former city, in that 2 hours, you'd be around the whole city. When I came to Nanjing, anywhere I was going, I had to just say it's going to be an hour or more. Yeah, that's very normal.
Yes.
Very normal.
Yes. Yeah. But I like how easily, we can access these places in terms of transportation. Back in my country, you had to join a long queue. We don't have I don't know if there are trains now in my country, but you had to join a long queue. And sometimes, you know, the drivers would come around and they would even pick their favorites. You have to wake up like super early.
Really?
Yes, but here I don't, like, if I know I have to be somewhere at 10, I know what time to leave home. And at exactly 10, I'm going to be there. I'm not going to be. If I'm late, then I decided to be late. Yeah, that's one thing about China.
Yeah, even when I was coming here, so I just put in the location in Baidu Maps, and it showed me which gate to the metro station I should use. When I enter the metro station, it tells me which door of the train to stand on, which would be closest to the exit I need to go to transfer. It shows me the time it will take between each station, total time. So I know everything, you know, but back home it's like you don't know. Sometimes you get on a bus and they'll park somewhere, like it's not yet full. We have to be full first before we move, you know?
No, it doesn't happen here in China. Well, I don't know, but where we are living, maybe it doesn't happen. I've never seen such. Like, you see a bus coming to drop people off, and then it just, you know.
I've only seen that at like terminal stations. So the first station on a line, usually they wait for a really long time before they move. But it's not waiting for people. It's just like, you know, like the metro, depending on which station, like say Gulo, it takes like 60 seconds before the door closes. Other stations it's like 30 seconds, 40 seconds. So for the buses as well, like they do that sometimes. If it's a terminal station, they wait maybe even 5 minutes before they go. Yeah, but I've never seen it just be on a random stop. They say a bus is not full, we can't move. They're like, no, it's not worth it if the bus is not full. Wait. Yeah.
So any cultural shocks?
Cultural shocks.
Yeah, in China.
Yeah. So
apart from the pictures
first cultural shock as soon as I touched down in Shanghai, got on the shuttle, which will take us from the plane to the other terminal. I was just standing, minding my own business, and I felt my hair moving, and I'm like, what's going on? And you know, that time I didn't even know a word of Chinese. There were ladies in my hair. Yeah, your hair is nice. You know, at home, like anything that's part of your body, your hair, your skin, it's kind of very personal. People don't touch it. Even when we throw it away, we throw it in a way that people can't find it. So to me, that was like, I was ready to fight. Why are you touching my hair? Are they taking my braids? What's going on?
Are they taking your braids?
Why are they touching my hair? So that was the first cultural shock. And then when I settled down, it was the spitting. They spit everywhere. You'd be sitting here, food here, and they just go, too. And it's normal, no one blinks an eye. And also the farting. You know? It's kind of, that was, till today, it shocks me. That's something I haven't gotten used to.
Why would you fart when there are people around? It's supposed to be private.
You know? You would be walking, somebody's in front of you, they even do the leg like this.
And it's usually not a silent one.
Yeah. I still say I'm not used to it.
Anyways, you made me laugh. Any good experiences in China?
Any good experiences? I've had too many to name one.
You can tell us.
Honestly, it's just been a lot. So I'd say even just my master's degree, just basing it off of the general master's student in China, my master's experience was great. It was good. So my degree was 3 years. The period of the degree was 3 years. In that 3 years, I have managed to write and co-author about 7 papers or something. So that was really good. My supervisor is very, very helpful. So that was very good on my part, you know. So it helps me in case I want to go into academia or something in the future. And other good experiences is just the first city I was in. You know, I said like there's very few foreigners here. There's a lot of foreigners, but it's kind of like because people have been here for so long, they live like Chinese to me. So in China, people mind their business. They mind their business. You fall down, there'll be an accident. People will mind their business. You know, so my former city, it was a lot of foreigners who are just coming. It's not nobody who's been there very long. So it was like a community. It was a very, very wonderful experience. It's like I had a family. As soon as I arrived, I was already settled in the community. Everybody was together. Everybody was tight-knit. We kind of lived like back home where you arrive somewhere and people are knocking by your door. Hi, so you just came, I'm who, you know? So that was also a very good experience that I had in China. Then Nanjing was also a cultural shock. From where I came from, then coming to Nanjing where everybody minds their business. You see a black person on the street and they don't see you. I was like, what's going on? But now I think I'm also like that. Now I'm also like that. I just mind my business, which is bad.
Well,
also, they don't greet.
I think with the foreigners now, you know, like you said, there are a lot more foreigners in Nanjing than before. Before, I remember when a foreigner saw another foreigner, you know, there will be that eye contact, but we are losing it now.
There's too many people now.
Yes, too many people now. Too many people. Anyways, but any bad experiences?
Bad experiences
apart from the pie.
You know, the only reason that was bad was because I was craving. This lady makes really delicious pies and she used to bring them to school. So I used to eat from people. People would order and I would eat. And the first time I said, let me order for myself, I was disappointed. There was a pie, but I don't know if I can say it was a pie. So I
I'll make it up to you.
Some of the crust over there, the meat over there, what's over there. That's the only reason it was bad. So when you eat like fufu, you have to do it like this. You pick some of the crust, some of the meat.
Guys, that was just by the way. I'm asking her about bad experiences in China.
Okay, so bad experiences. I haven't had a bad experience per se. I would say I've had irritating or just things that push me the wrong way. The way you said the pictures, and especially recently, I even asked, I asked him like, is there something different about me now or wrong with me? You know, you'll be minding your business, sitting on a park bench, and somebody will stand behind you, and their friend will be in front taking pictures.
Yeah.
You know, you'll be on the metro, people are just taking pictures. It's kind of, I actually prefer the Chinese people come up to you and try to talk and then ask for a picture than the ones who just start taking pictures of you. It's something that just till date irritates me.
Yeah.
And there's some days where you just want to get home. You've had a horrible day and people just come and they're in your face like this. And the funny thing is very few Chinese people hide it. Very few. The others will come in your face, which is just irritating. And also I feel like just daily life, visa, school. If you've had a complete smooth experience with these things, then you're very lucky. But I've had that stressful, no apparent reason. And another thing that I like about Jiangsu province. So Jiangsu province is like an educational province.
Yeah.
So they try to promote education. There's a lot of scholarships. There's a lot of laws that kind of favor students. The previous city where I came from is not an educational city. We had one school with international students, and that was it. So our school kind of they had a lot of power. So how it was you get your visa based off of your school fees. So if you've paid in full, they give you 12 to 18 months visa. If you've paid half, they give you 6 months. If you've paid less than half, they'll give you 3 months. If you've paid 200 kwai or something, they'll give you 10 days.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't know about if you guys from Ghana, if it's the same. I had a Visa card, so for my school fees and everything, I would just have it deposited in my account and then I would take it out. So the limit on my card was like 5,000 Zambian kwacha, and here it was like 3,000 renminbi a day. So imagine your school fees are like 21,000, 30 something thousand, and every day are going for 3,000, 3,000, and you're telling them I have the money, I just can't take it out in a lump sum, and they give you 10 days visa. And here a visa is 400 yuan. In my former city it was 800. So they give you 10 days.
And you pay 800?
Yeah, for the 10 days you pay like 270. When they give you 10 days, you pay 270. You come back, now you've only reached half your school fees. They give you 6 months. Then you pay again 800. So they took a lot of money from us. And in Nanjing, the way it is for Jiangsu province, if you come from outside of China or from another city, you have to do medicals.
Yeah.
But once you do those first medicals, whether you're here 15 years, 20 years, if you haven't left China, every time you reapply for your visa, you don't need new medicals. My former city, if they are not 6 months, you have to do new medicals. They have to be 6 months up to.
Really?
Yeah. So it was just living there every day was stressed about something. I need to do medicals, my visa, you'll tell them school is open in September. I think send the money in May. Just send it in May.
Yeah.
And sometimes at home they'll be like, we're waiting for the rates to be good. So when we send, and I'm like, that won't work here, they'll chase me. Yeah, so that was another not nice experience that I had in China.
Yeah, guys, this to let you know how each province in China is, independent. Okay, yeah. They don't necessarily have to rely on the central government, so it's unlike in my country where it's different. Yeah, I think in other African countries it's the same, but in China, each province, so you realize that there are things you do in our province, Jiangsu, you go to another province and it's different. Yeah, it's very different. Let me give an example. So here in Nanjing, when you are going for your visa, the process, you are asked to take pictures, right, in the immigration office. Okay, and then you have to send the pictures to whoever is processing your documents. I've done a visa process in Tianjin before, and we didn't have to pay for the pictures. Yeah, it was for free, and you were not given copies like they would give you here in Nanjing. Yeah, so it's quite different. So you may people back home sometimes think, oh, China is the same everywhere. No, it's not the same everywhere. If you've had the chance to travel to other parts of China, you realize that the way other people, other cities, other villages, other towns do their stuff is different. Even within Jiangsu, you go to another city. Yes. Yeah, and this is why I have this channel to let guys, other people know what is really happening here in China. Okay, yeah.
Okay, since you said you want the people to know what's happening in China, this is unrelated, but I need to get it off my chest. So you heard her say China is really big. It's really big, and sometimes we don't even get time to meet our relatives. So guys, stop messaging me and asking how much is hair, how much are chairs. I don't know where they sell hair.
Exactly, we don't know.
You act like I've been in every shop and I know everything. We don't know.
Someone recently asked me, so in your city, what is your city known for? I told them my city is known for schools. Yes, so I can be here without going to Guangzhou. Yes, and the reason being that there is everything here in Nanjing. I can, if I were a Chinese, okay, I would go to kindergarten here, I would go to primary school here, high school here, university
Ooh, and
here.
that's another weird thing about China is, for us, you can be born in one city and move to another city, and your kids can go to school there. For China, if your kids are born in a certain city, in a certain district, they have to go to school there. So you find like a lot of people, if they get jobs in different cities, they leave their kids with their parents, grandparents or whatever, because the kids can't go to school in another district. That's a lot of red tape. And also kindergartens are like, as soon as the child is born, start prepping. It's not like us to just say, oh wow, this one is 4, tomorrow we should start looking for a school. You'll never find it like that here. It's kind of different.
So like she said, please, after watching these videos, stop asking us where is this sold. We don't know. We are here to school.
Am I the seller? How would I know the price?
No. And the annoying part of it is sometimes you even make those enquiries and then it's time for them to even bring the money. It's sometimes not even about them bringing their money, but they just go mute.
Oh, another thing that people do is you make the inquiries, find out the price, and they'll be like, that's the same as here. Yes. I don't know, for some reason people think China is very cheap. China actually, they cater for, the way the things are set up here is that they cater for everyone. So for almost everything they'll make like top quality, the sort of good, medium, close to medium, but bad, terrible. They make something for everyone. So if you want something that's good quality, it's probably going to be expensive or the same price as back home or in America. So that shocks people when you give them certain prices and they're like, that's expensive. Also, like, that's why they think things from China are not good. They don't last long because they go for the cheap things which are low quality.
And then another thing is, I went to EU in August. The thing is, if you want to buy cheap stuff, you have to buy in bulk. So I went there with my friend, and you couldn't buy a single item.
EU is not like Guangzhou. EU, when you say I want those nail cutters, they say how many containers? Where are you taking? Like Guangzhou is like you can buy a certain amount. Just the prices will change. Sometimes they'll tell you we have these dresses. If you want just one, it's 150. If you're getting 10 or more, the price starts to go down. In EU, it's just how many containers. EU is for big business. Business.
So don't come asking us for prices. We don't know. We buy most of our stuff online, and it's like a retail price. And I think most of the times they are asking for wholesale price. What am I going to do with wholesale price? Like, I don't need to buy anything wholesale.
And a lot of wholesale you find is like minimum quantity, 10,000 pieces, depending on what you're buying. And what are you going to do with if you want, say, diapers? A minimum order quantity, like 300,000. Where am I taking 300,000 diapers? Razor blades, they're like minimum order quantity is like 150,000. Where am I taking them?
And guys, if you want us to make all these inquiries for you, you have to pay us.
We do know where that done is. We can just go on our phones and search and find them for you, but motivate us.
Yes, you have to pay us because we are spending time. Sometimes you even have to go to the factories, and sometimes people want you to do these things for free. No, I'm leaving my family, I'm leaving my home, I have to be in the hotel and all those things. Who has to foot
that actually happened. I have a friend who has a business back home, so she would send me. She actually had access to some of Taobao people, so she couldn't buy. So she would send the link and ask me, can you buy, and send me the money. So I would help her with that. I would get the stuff, then send them to me, because she would buy like small, and then once it's all built up, then I'll send them to her. And I was doing that for like a couple of months, a couple of times. The one time I was like, so this is the price, because she can see the prices, and I said I'm taking 10%. Since that day, I haven't heard anything about, can you help me get this? That was the end of it.
No, but you were spending time doing all
Yeah.
that, so at least, like you said, she had to motivate you
Yeah.
in a way.
And you know our school, the quiet place is like
It's far.
that side, and you're carrying big things. Yeah.
They don't know the struggle we have to go through.
They don't know.
anyways, we are coming to the end. Yeah, so
Sad.
yeah, do you think there's anything your country could learn from China?
If there's anything my country could learn from China, I wouldn't say 100% do it like China, but I would say if you do it even 70% like China, it would be good. Is their work ethic. You know, in my country, if you tell them your job is from 8 to 5, they will work from 8 to 5. Can't even call them after 5. If you say you are to do this, they will do just that. If you say we want you to do this much, they will do this about here, you know. But in China, everybody goes the extra mile.
Yeah.
So everything. That's why there's a lot of competition here. First of all, the population is large and everybody is qualified. Almost everybody. They work hard.
Yeah.
So if we could work even 70% like they do, even 60%, I feel like we would make a lot of progress. One of the things that I've seen, like in my former city, so it was a very small city, kind of like a village, and while I was there was an initiative called Civilized Each House. So they started upgrading stuff, you know, changing the roads, changing everything to make it look like a civilized city. So when they were doing that, a lot of us kind of had the opportunity to interact and volunteer with the local public security bureau and local council there and stuff. So you will see how they do stuff. When they say we have this amount of funds for this project, that project will be done. In my country, every year the budget, you hear that this city, they have this amount for roads. The roads, 10 years, they've done maybe half. It's not yet done. I don't know. Like, I don't mean to knock my country off, but if people were like that dedicated, even I'll give an example of the council. If you want something done at the council, it's like, it's a game of peekaboo. You go there and they'll be like, oh, your papers are ready, but you need a signature from this manager or this person. And you go there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, morning, afternoon, afternoon.
Time.
He's in a meeting in another place. He hasn't come here today. He hasn't. What's the point of your job if you don't show up?
Yeah.
You know, China, things are very convenient. You never waste passports, whatever. You walk in and walk out. Even medicals, you walk in and walk out, long as you have an appointment. When I was coming to China, I did my medicals over 3 days, and that's because I was sort of working in the hospital, you know. Why more people who don't? 1 week you're just doing medicals, because everything is like, people don't want to do their jobs. They're there, but they're not there. So if people kind of learned that the work ethic that Chinese have, things would be way better in my country.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you a very controversial question.
I like that.
Have you found love in China?
Have I? What kind? Platonic? What? It's like, is it still there? What kind?
You tell us.
Okay, so I found friends, family who I'm getting there. I found friends, family who I've grown to love in China. Romantic love. Yeah. I don't know if I would say I had or I have. At one point. At one point. Yeah. At one point. Now it's in process. Yeah, guys. You know, there's this thing that they say about relationships in China. They say they are made in China. So when your visa expires, it expires. When you're at the airport leaving, it expires. I don't want to be that cliche, but let me tell you the secret, guys. Find a Ghanaian man. That's the secret.
Really?
Yeah. I think that's the secret.
Mm.
You know, even like my former school, I have a lot of friends who got married here in China. Most of them found men, like Ghanaian men, or these Central African countries, you know, like Congo, Central African Republic. If you go for these other Nigerian, even Zambian.
Guys, I'm not. Guys, I disassociate myself.
Yeah, it's just okay. Just a game of luck. It's just a game.
Are you sure
of
you're
luck.
not telling us your own story?
Oh no,
This
yeah, I'm
Ghanaian-
speaking. Oh, Ghanaian, no.
Mm.
Me, I know where I come from. I know where I'm going, so I don't even waste time. I don't even waste time. I've not talked to any Ghanaian man, but I've seen my friends get married to them. I've seen it. Yeah. But me, if you're not Zambian, don't bother.
Anyways,
Sorry.
so if you were to take one thing from China to your country, what would it be?
Me.
You?
I take me. I've been in China for a very long time. I want to take me back.
Okay. We know you eventually go to Zambia,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
But if you were to take anything, be it education, infrastructure, what would you take? Transportation, what would you take?
Just like I said earlier about the way the systems are set up in China, if I could somehow take even half of the way they do things here, how organized they are to my country, it would be a... Because even I've had people who've had their visas expire or their passports expired here, and the embassy, like if you go to a Chinese embassy or whatever, they're quick. They'll tell you this is 3 days. This is what. If it's online, it's very quick. You go to the Zambian embassy in China. First of all, they don't respond to their email. When they respond, they're like, okay, just call this number. You call, they're like, it will take 8 months. 8 months? Why? Oh, we need to contact Home Affairs back in Zambia. And they add even their time to laze around. You know, that thing could take like a week, but they add their time to laze around, which is the remaining 7.5 months. You know. So if I could take the way the systems are set up here, the quickness of everything, I feel like it would be good. Also the electricity, we have a lot of load shedding in my country now. So if I could take the electricity, I feel like there's a lot. There's not one thing. There's just so much.
Yeah.
And there's also other things that I wish I could take from my country and bring home. So in terms of technology development, systems, organization, I feel like I could take learn a lot from China and take it to my country. But in terms of social life and community, I feel like I should get what we have back home and bring it here, because there back home we're very community oriented people. So it's like we grow up surrounded by people, we live surrounded by people, but here it's like me and my family in my house. Everybody else is like an extra thing, you know. The types of communities that they have here are not as strong. They do have community, but it's just there's no place like home, you know. It's not like that. So if I could bring that here, that would also be nice, because a lot of people come here and just get depressed and all that. And you know, if you have that kind of community that we have back home, there's no space to get depressed. There's always someone in your face.
And maybe bring your food as well.
My food.
What's your country food? I know it goes with carpenter. What's the name?
Carpenter.
There is the swallow. How do you call it?
Inshima.
Inshima and
most Zambians would call it Inshima. We call it pap, depending on where you are.
I guess you would want to bring that also here.
I feel like Zambian food is very what's the word for it? Neutral. So you can kind of find a blend of it in anything.
Okay.
Because you know, like West Africans, I'll give an example because you're from West Africa. You guys have specific mixes, specific spices or whatever. In my country, our food is usually just the food. So usually, like the way you said kapenta, most people will just cook kapenta with salt, put in onions sometimes, or onions and tomatoes. Like our food is just food. If we use spices, it's nothing we can't find if we go anywhere. So I feel like anywhere we can survive.
Yeah. Okay, Natasha, thanks for honoring my invitation once again, and congratulations. Guys, I'll put her picture so you congratulate her.
You know the funny thing, before we close, true Africans, you know, we are saying bye for like the next 1 hour before we close. So I have a lot of friends who kind of do YouTube or just WeChat or whatever, and I'll be all over their things. But for me, I don't have social media myself. I'm not there. So even when she said I'll put your picture, I'm like,
No, in your graduation gown, so people will congratulate you.
See, even back home, they don't. When are you posting this? Back home, they don't know that I've graduated.
Okay, so now that you've told me, I'm not going to post it.
It's just a random picture. You know, because I'm like, if I post, I know the messages that will flood. Are you coming home? Can you get me this? So if I go home this year, after I'm home is when I'll post my graduation photos.
You know, I almost asked you what's next after masters, but we will leave that for another day.
Okay.
We don't want to, disclose that to people yet.
When I'm in the what's next,
yes, you come back.
Yeah.
Okay, Natasha, thank you.
Thank you
for coming.
Thank you for having me on your channel, and thank you to the viewers for even watching our video.
Yes.
Remember, like, comment, subscribe.
Guys, she has said it all. And I know you are going to enjoy it, even though it took a different turn today, because we're just vibing. We're just vibing, okay? Like I said, we did some courses together. We're almost like classmates. So we're just vibing. We hope you enjoy. And if you like, this kind of content, please write in the comment section and I'll bring you more. Okay, bye.